Bo, is it harder dealing with failure or success, or are they about the same?
I think failure, because success, you've kind of proven you've already been able to do it, and failure, you've got to get out of the slump, and you know people are saying things, that you're in a tough spot, and I think it's tougher to be at the bottom and get back on track.
But they've got 6 games this year where they've forced at least 3 takeaways. Just how much of an emphasis is it this week to make sure you guys protect the ball?
Well, that's important. It's important every game, and I don't necessarily think it's any more important this game, even though they have in the past. I think they do a good job with, just having vision and then punching the ball out. So, it's just something to be aware of, but nothing to be scared of.
Well, you've been mentioned in MVP conversations recently. I think you're 4th or 5th in odds. What does it mean to be in that conversation right now in your second year?
It's pretty cool. It probably, I guess it means we're 12-2 and we got a good team.
Well, we obviously see you after games spending a lot of time with the fans, making sure you give as many of them high fives as possible. What has this fan base meant to you in your young career, and what is it about Broncos Country playing at home that has led to your guys' success dating back to last season as well?
It's a great question. I think it's, they've been extremely supportive. They've allowed me to, like an earlier question, allowed me to fail and then get back to success, allowed me to have success and, manage it. And I think it's, all about, riding the roller coaster of the highs and the lows. And, we've been able to put something together this year. I think that's been a good product for them to enjoy. And I think it's just a great home environment. It's one of the best atmospheres in the entire country, not just professionally, but, we're starting to really play. It feels like each game is a playoff game, and each game has a lot of importance to it. And so having a home crowd, playing at home is, you obviously wouldn't want to go on the road in this situation, but, it's extremely exciting. It feels like we're, getting it back to what it was back in its heyday, and I think it's, I think back to what it should be.
Well, when people saw the schedule, saw the Packers and the Chiefs, maybe might have not thought this game was going to be as big as it is. What have you seen from the Jags, especially their defense?
They're a really good football team. They're very multiple. They do a lot of different things. They do a great job tackling, getting the ball carriers to the ground. They forced a lot of turnovers, and they're just a really good defense. They got several good football players on their team. And I think they're doing a really good job with their scheme, with their new coaches.
Well, you had the Overdogs quip after the game to Tracy that just pop in your head all of a sudden, and now you get some T-shirts raising money.
Yeah, I forget where I heard it, but I thought it was a good saying for that situation.
Well, you've always been a guy that wanted to make sure the guy gets his first touchdown, that he gets the ball as a memento. Did it mean anything even more with Michael Bandy getting his first?
I think it's a very awesome. That was an awesome moment. I think that was for several reasons. Mike has not necessarily had the easiest road to the NFL. He has not had the most opportunity to have a situation like that. But I think it just goes to show you that with a little bit of grit, a little bit of determination, you can do what you put your mind to. And he's been great for us for the last 2 years. Or at least, while I've been here. I know he's been here for longer than that, but for the last 2 years since I've been here, he's helped the defense out extremely, with their look. He does a great job. He's one of the best guys, practice players. He's going to go out there and give you his effort no matter if he's playing on Sunday or not, and then it just translates over to the field when he gets his moment, when he gets his time to go out there and shine. He goes out there and catches a touchdown, and it's also cool because that play wasn't even supposed to be for him. It was for somebody else, but they couldn't go that play, and he jumped right in. He knew what he was supposed to do, and he was in the exact right spot. And sure enough, when you do the right thing, good things happen to you, and there are rewards on the other side. And so for Michael, it's just awesome to see. I know he's had a very long road, a lot of ups and a lot of downs, a lot of times, unfortunately, getting cut and then having to fight his way back out. And he just continues to do it with a smile on his face, has a great attitude. And I think each team, every team needs a bandy, and I think we got the best one.
Well, what went into the partnership with the Denver Rescue, and how have you found a way to use social media for good and blocking out all like the negativity?
Well, I think it was just an opportunity to give back to our community, and I think it just fits with the saying, underdogs and overdogs. I think they've been battling for a while, and it's just every once in a while good, especially in a holiday season, to be able to give back. And it was just happened to show up in our lap, and we just wanted to take the opportunity to make the most of it and to give back.
Well, delivering the ball from kind of all arm angles seems to be kind of a prerequisite for the quarterback position in this modern part of the game. I'm just curious, has that ever, since you really played the position, been something that you've been cognizant of and tried to adapt in different ways? And where does kind of some of that creativity come from?
I think I've always been able to do it. It was probably from playing baseball as a young kid, to playing football and just a lot of different backyard styles of play. But early on in your career, a lot of people told you that wasn't how you were supposed to do it, and you had to do it a different way. And my dad being one of them. So you work to be on platform and to throw it with the perfect mechanics every time, and sometimes it works that way and you get to do it, and other times it doesn't. And so I think the ability to be able to use different angles just helps you within the pocket, helps you navigate windows, and it can be tough on a defense. They can't really time you up and get batted passes, or just gives you another opportunity if they got a hand in your face, whatever it may be. It's just like a shooter getting a shot off in a different way, getting to the rim and having to shoot a layup in a different spot. Every once in a while you want to be in a perfect shooting position, but sometimes that doesn't happen, and so you got to have some different angle or whatnot. But I think it's a strength that a lot of guys are working on, and I think it's just going to get more and more creative, honestly, as guys move forward.
After a few more for both, does it become instinctual? Because like the one to Evan was, that was even kind of a more unique one than we've seen.
Yeah.
Does that training part of it just take over those moments?
Sometimes it's just athleticism. Sometimes it's just a reaction. At that point, my eyes saw Evan as open, and my body reacted to getting him the football as quick as possible. And I think it just automatically went to a way of throwing that I could do, but the fastest one that I had. And it's cool to watch go back and watch those, and you're like, man, I didn't even realize it looked like that, or didn't even realize that's what I did. But sometimes it's just sudden movements, and you train your body to be quick, and you definitely have to practice that way. You got to practice full speed at all times, try to get different looks at it. But that ended up being one of the most important plays in the game.
Well, what are your thoughts, Brandon, if any, on being near the top of the list in most wins for a quarterback in the first 2 years, and you could catch Russ or pass him and be at the top of that list?
I think it's an honor. It's the great thing about wins is it's a team award. So I think win is the ultimate sign of how your team's doing, and I guess for me, I got a sign that we got a really good team that I'm on, and so I wouldn't. I've been able to do it without the guys in the locker room. It sounds cliche, but seriously, I don't play defense. I don't play special teams. I don't block. I don't catch the ball. And so guys around me have to do their job, and they've been able to do it for for 2 years, and we've made the most of it. We've gone on a good run this year, and we hope to finish it out strong, and that's what we're pursuing. And record or not, I think it just shows that the Broncos have had a lot of wins the last couple of years, and that's all that matters.